is Friday, December 2nd. What's happening this week, Paul?
Kate, it is all happening. Well, let's start at the beginning. Human brain implants. Are you ready for one?
No, I'm definitely not ready. I'm scared.
So one of Elon Musk's other companies, as you might know, is called Neuralink. And what they do is create brain-machine interfaces that they've been trialing with different animals. Well, within 6 months, apparently, Musk announced this week, within 6 months, that some of these brain-machine interface devices will be implanted into human brains.
What?
Will be implanted into human brains, allowing people to partly control devices like computers or mobile devices. Now, you would think this is the scariest piece of tech news of this week, and it's actually not. So I'm gonna deflect, just like Elon Musk deflected earlier on, but I am gonna quote Musk on Twitter this week. He said, compared to AI, progress at Neuralink will be slow and easy to access because of the large regulatory compliance. He says there's no regulatory compliance of AI, which is a major problem. He says he's been calling for this for over a decade. And meanwhile, if you've been paying attention to the news this week, you'll see AI is exploding everywhere. In our newsletter, we covered Cicero from Meta. This is their AI tool that is playing the board game Diplomacy. Diplomacy is like a traditional board game that's been around since like the 50s, I think. Well, this week, Meta announced that they could use this machine to win and continue to thrive in this strategic board game. Now, this is a board game. This is different than playing chess or even Go, where there are very specific moves. Now, this is a game of strategy. It involves diplomacy. That's the name of the game. It's about you need to use empathy, communication, all of the things that you would think make a human a human. Well, it turns out that Cicero is better at this game than 90% of other humans and is scoring way higher from game to game than humans are. Are you familiar with OpenAI.com?
I'm not, no.
Well, Kate, this weekend you can shoot on over to OpenAI.com and you can start playing with GPT-3, which is the latest chat AI bot. It seems, just like the others, it's, you can ask it a question, it'll respond. Well, it turns out it's a little smarter than anything that's come before it. And for people like you and I that, we don't even need to learn programming. We can shoot on over to this website and use a playground, start asking questions that will enable this AI companion to be able to do things like write articles, answer technical questions, even provide advice on topics as crazy as like how to break into someone's home. It's supposedly trained and set up that it shouldn't do anything wrong, but it's really simple to get around these things. Even asking the computer, the AI assistant, to theoretically think of things, they're able to tell you the answers that you could only dream of. Go on Twitter, search for the hashtag OpenAI, and just have a look around. It is fascinating. And this is where we begin to fear that the robots are going to take over again. There's a lot more to this story, and a lot of tech folks especially are legitimately freaking out. Some of them are afraid of putting themselves out of business. You can write code, it can do research on how to build applications. The world is changing, and in the space of just the last few weeks, it has been revealed how much and how threatening this AI can be. Fascinating as a techie, but I do agree with Elon Musk. There does need to be some kind of regulation here because this is taking a turn. I think we're hitting a tipping point here. So Kate, please take me down to earth. Give me some app chat. What's happening in the App Store?
Okay, we've got some interesting app stats. So Apple announced its 2022 App Store Award winners, and one that we have talked about a lot this year on What's Happening is Be Real. They won iPhone App of the Year for making it easier to share our authentic selves. For one, feel like it's totally deserved. They didn't add anything unnecessary. It's super simple, super popular. I give it a W win. I agree. Love that.
Yeah, the funny thing about Be Real, like we build apps every day and we're always driving to make our apps as perfect as possible. Well, Be Real, which is one of the most successful apps this year, especially for young people, it hasn't changed in the last year and a half and it's still buggy as hell. But what does it do? It provides a core value prop. It's something different. and it is unique, and it provides an opportunity for young people to act in a way that they're searching for. And I think it's amazing to see this app that's in the wild growing and getting the recognition it deserves. It's great.
I agree. I think the anti-social media app is why it's thriving, and I think that's totally true. But Paul, speaking of social media apps, so there's a new app called Fizz. It's only available to college students, and users can only access the Fizz community for their own colleges. So
that reminds me of Facebook years ago. Wasn't that the way Facebook launched into the market?
Well, this is the interesting thing. So students can publish posts, photos, polls without a username or any identifying information. So essentially anonymously.
Yeah. And
this sounds very messy to me personally. It sounds like Reddit. When I was in college, Reddit was this was basically what was happening. And sounds like they've had some kinks along the way. There were some serious security vulnerabilities that some students actually discovered. And they were able to access phone numbers, email addresses, the database was editable. So there's been a little bit of controversy with the security here, and maybe don't shut down your BeReal account just yet if you're in college.
Yeah, the era of move fast and break things is, I'm not sure if it's allowed to continue so easily anymore. And there are, especially with things like AI out there that can help you break barriers where you maybe shouldn't. Something to remember for every app developer out there that's creating products and taking data, especially if your whole premise is anonymity. You gotta look after your house. Well, Kate, we got another weekend of soccer. We got another World Cup weekend. Are you going to watch the US match tomorrow?
I am. I'm so excited. It's so fun to follow along in Slack.
Well, we've got the Netherlands to take care of tomorrow, and hopefully move on to the next round.
That's me.
Yes. Sorry, Kate, you're going home. Not this year. Go USA.
Yes. Okay. Go USA. Come on.
Alrighty. Well, hopefully we'll be celebrating come next week.
Yes. Paul, have a good weekend.
All right.
See you next week.
Take it easy, Kate. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.